Mud Series 2, aka the sequel to Mud Series 1, is at an end, and oh, look, they're waving it goodbye. Anyway, Dalston's still somehow narrating the previously on Mud, and now the continuation.
I love bad people on the telly. They say stuff like,
"Welcome to the day of destruction, Conigars."
Though, to be fair, he's the only one who's not any more dead than he was last time.
surely bad people don't win. Do they?
Bye-bye.
We're off to a great start.
We open on the beach. It looks like the cast are dead, and it's going to be an arty, Derek Jarmany affair where Miss Deers wanders through the ashes of the world. But not even Mud's that brave. Nah, the criminals are dogs again, the heroes are alive again, and all is right with the world. Except, you know, the world.
I much prefer them as dogs.
Well, it does make what that one's doing to Ruby slightly more socially acceptable.
Desolation. Devastation. Nothing left, just wasteland.
Mud is many things over the course of this series. Right now it's a panto.
No, love, you're looking the wrong way.
It's behind you! See? Turns out that Miss Deers' unique mix of authentically lovely old lady and genocidal monster isn't all bad. She didn't technically destroy the world, she just killed everyone on it. Except for them.
Well, I thought we could be friends.
It's a silly show that frequently does dumb stuff, and that makes perfect sense. With literally anyone else, she'd probably eventually let slip what she did, and have to kill them too when they wouldn't stop crying. And it appears that most of the benefits Miss Deers sees in the world ending could have been just as hers if she just magicked up a zombie apocalypse.
Do shopping together.
Don't have to pay for anything.
So it turns out that out of the heroes, Bill is kind of the weak link, quickly deciding that this isn't so bad.
And no school.
You don't need school. 'Cause right now, forever and ever, you are the cleverest person in the world.
Well, one of the 8 cleverest, including the dogs. I love how most of the characters have just started being shell-shocked with the plot.
And Bill, right now, as we speak, you are the best-looking boy in the world.
Again? First she pretends to be his girlfriend, then they almost kiss, then she calls him hot. I swear they're doing this deliberately. Russell Tovey's gay, I don't think this had any impact on that, but it would be one hell of a compelling origin story.
I could be a model, or a pop singer, or a film star.
Or a C-list recurring character in the Arrowverse.
Bill, this isn't fun!
Well, of course, he's not flying around and punching Nazis. Anyway, time for most of the cast to explain what happened for the poor bastards who somehow missed the last 6 episodes.
This is the end of everything.
She stopped everything.
There are no more people.
Everyone's gone.
Everyone.
I love that camera move because it means Bill spinning around on the spot. Also, Ruby's hair gets brushed mid-spin. Anyway, suddenly remembering that he had a mum, Bill is now sad.
What about Mum?
Oh Christ, one of the kids is trying to act again.
We can get Mum back. We can get everyone back.
How?
The plan is to take the time travel ambulance, which has apparently been making good use of its perception filter since episode 5.
Back where?
Back before you went bad.
I've always been bad.
Oh no, they're explaining the plan to the only magic user who can possibly stop them, the bane of great plans throughout history. Luckily, they have time travel, so history can be changed. Anyway, Ruby, being a genius, activates a time drive before they can all pile in, leaving the accent, Duddridge, and Deers in the present.
Tea and cakes?
Why not?
So, the plan. Go further back than before and stop the old man, when he was the slightly less old man, from killing Miss Deers' children, in order to change the future.
Joshua Fennel is not a good man.
Greetings, I am Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. One thing that I adore is that when they leave the ambulance in the peasant cottage, somehow the vehicle should be about the size of their hovel, the old man orders that the peasant look after it.
Look after it for us.
So naturally they start to feed it.
You should eat. You'll make yourself ill.
Anyway, almost everyone they run into in the past mistakes the old man for Joshua Fennel, the witch sniper Suivant.
No, 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 no. I am not Joshua Fennel.
I'm Jeremiah Aniseed. I can only guess it's an attempt to save face after no one recognized him in episode 5. And on the matter of an attempt to save face after episode 5...
"'Tis I, Robin Hood, protector of the people, champion of..." Oh!
Ooh, witch hunter slapped. They're too late to stop Fennel from taking deer as his children, so they're gonna have to rescue them.
They're innocent! Till we prove them guilty of witchcraft! I really was a very evil man.
I've no snark for that, I'd just like to spend a few seconds mentioning how good an actor Trevor Peacock was. The old man, on the surface, could be any number of avuncular Gandalfish figures in children's media, but when he deals with his past, there is severe depth there. I gotta pay similar compliments to Jennifer Piercy as Miss Deers. If anything, she has a harder job. She's playing the dual roles of a kindly old woman and a merciless villain at the same time. And in the flashbacks, she's a desperate, loving mother. Anyway, snark is reactivating. You might wonder if Fennel worked out that she was the witch. Well, her magicking up an anachronistic wedding ring might have been a clue.
No! Oh, please! No more Joshua Fennel!
The old man explains to young old Miss Deers what's happened / will happen.
Let me explain.
Selby gives her the cliff notes because unless she likes her daughters well done, they don't have time to explain the plot in real time.
And in 300 years' time, destroy the world.
I love the look on her face all seen. It's almost the perfect visual representation of... Okay. Say what you will about medieval Europe, but they really knew to soundproof shit.
They always feast before the witch trials.
Barbaric. According to an earlier episode, they're burning the witches. What a waste. That's kindling to cook the food and a show.
Oh, my poor children.
All we do is break into the castle,
Fight the gods.
And free them!
Fun definition of all you've got there. Oh, joy, Robin Hood has decided he's involved again. You know, when someone fucks off to the actual place they're meant to be located, usually they stay fucked off. Stupid time travel rendering causality moot.
We're going to scale the wall to the first turret, overpower the guard, and using the grappling iron, climb the 50 feet to the second level. Balancing on a thin wire, we cross a 40-foot drop.
Or we could just use the door.
And get to the third window. Thus, we enter the castle.
Anyway, torture, torment, and degradation. Joshua Fennel does love his work.
Very well, Holmes! Tomorrow you'll burn! And don't try using your witchcraft to escape!
I'll know! Because you'll have escaped.
Guard them well! And lose some weight.
Luckily, you can do both of those things at the same time by not eating them. Fennel is pride of place at the feast, and I'm sorry, but this is unrealistic. The most famous witch finder in English history was a guy called Matthew Hopkins, and I could maybe see him sitting at the big table, but that's just because Vincent Price played him in a movie. But even then, he'd be off to the side a bit.
right, this is what we do.
Hold, child, thank you. I'll say, right, this is what we'll do. I'm the leader. Right, this is what we'll do.
Jokes on Robin, Ruby's plan was for him to talk bollocks long enough for her to get her anger out by beating the guard to death.
Thus allowing us to free.
Naturally, Robin's decided that small victory was his doing.
We're a merry band. We fight together, feed together, sing together. We sing!
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
You really missed a trick by waiting till long after he died to destroy the world. The only problem is that Joshua Fennel has the only key, and they can't just rip the door from its hinges because their inhumanly strong teammate, earlier / at some point in the future, selfishly chose / will selfishly choose short-lived horrible happiness living in a dung heap over helping them save the world. So they have to go with plan B for bloody hell. Bill's gonna pretend to be a magician.
I said, what be your name?
Paul Daniels!
That one in particular.
And this is my lovely assistant, Dave McGee!
This is meaningless to Americans, but trust me, that joke is fucking magic. Do you know what I love more? That Bill forgot that you don't need a pseudonym 300 years before you were born? Or that he could have just used his actual name because celebrity Bill Bailey is clearly also a wizard. Anyway, Bill convinces them of his amazing powers with a stick of tourist rock.
Be the name of this castle.
'Tis Dunster Castle.
Dunster! Dunster! Dunster!
A Garfield with sticky feet.
It does not fall.
And whatever else he shoplifted earlier. Theft, the only real magic.
What trickery be this?
Actually, the real magic is that Joshua Fennel's not having him arrested for gate-crashing his feast to celebrate burning all the witches with all of his witchcraft.
And for my next illusion, I shall turn metal into gold.
Well, that's simple. All you need is some gold. He takes a challenging approach though and grabs the key and whatever else they'll need for the rest of the episode and then scarpers before anyone realises what's going on.
Metal into gold!
We'll be rich, rich.
I said it twice because we're already rich. So Fennel, not being entirely dim, decides to follow and starts his move towards goodness by killing Robin Hood. At least, I assume. Robin and Henry face Fennel and his men and are never seen again, while the old man realises that Fennel won't stop.
While Joshua Fennel lives, Mrs. Deers and her family will be hunted like animals.
Anyway, time for the highest stakes fight between two old men who are twisted reflections of each other since The Lord of the Rings.
Who are you? Welcome to darkness, brother.
And in the last bit of I can't fucking believe they did this shit in a kid's film, the relationship's end involves just as much stabbing as Gandalf and Saruman's.
As I've said, it must end here.
Well, looks like he's shorter at the time differential. More kids' shows should feature suicide in the third person. In my hypothetical Moffatish Who miniseries, this is where the heroic Future Master goes back to before his own regeneration and murders his previous self, not only to stop the Doctor from becoming evil, but out of guilt for what he did before his current incarnation. Anyway, there was no Series 3, so I'll skip through the last couple of minutes in the final twist. The kids, being kids, are kinda shit at controlling the ambulance. So shit that they accidentally give it the ability to travel in space as well as time, therefore creating a functional TARDIS. Their first stop is London in the 15th century, where they manage to accidentally pick up a young Christopher Columbus, because he's in London for some reason.
What? The Christopher Columbus?
Whoa. With the child rape and slavery and genocide Christopher Columbus?
I planned to, but for now I just travelled around Europe.
Anyway, they pick up Columbus and make it home to find the world restored. But with one small change, without Christopher Columbus, no one named anything after Amerigo Vespucci.
Are you stupid or something, Mum? America!
Where?
What do you mean, where?
I'm sorry about this, but I got on my sleeve a cord.
Okay, there is a little more than that. Miss Dudderidge had arrived to take him to the camp, which means this is a full-on parallel universe, with full-on parallel versions of Dudderidge, the Accent, Dalston, and the Criminals. Which means the original Dudderidge has either been wiped from existence, or she's spending the rest of her life in Mrs. Deer's apocalypse world. And to make things even worse, her only human company that's not evil loves to do this.
The glitz, the glamour, that is love. Let's see if we can grab a we're joined up like we were biggest stars, such as David Joyce, George Steve. No comment.
Not only that, but Bill's either destroyed or trapped his probable girlfriend who will never be able to rescue her. And seeing as they refuse to go with Miss Dudderidge to the camp, he'll never get the chance to meet her again. So it's not all bad. So yeah, Mud Series 2. What a fucking trip. If you haven't seen my intro to Mud, please take a look and compare that with what happened in Series 2. What can I say? It's generally a triumph of pure chutzpah. To compare this to an American institution, Good Morning Miss Bliss was retooled radically to Saved by the Bell. Imagine Good Morning Miss Bliss being retooled into A Wrinkle in Time, and you're approaching what was done with Mud. And it somehow worked. To my knowledge, this has never been repeated, never been released on VHS, DVD or anything, and while I'm not surprised, it's still depressing as hell. This badly deserves to be seen, enjoyed, and gawped at for the dick-swinging audacity of it all. The only reason I know about this is because I was lucky enough to catch it on the initial broadcast, and even back then I was impressed with the cleverness and courage in the writing, though much of its logic really falls apart by the end. But honestly, I'm very happy I'm able to share it with you. It's on YouTube. Watch the show, it's well worth your time.